Okay guys, we've walked all over this place, got turned around I don't know how many times, so now we're at the Welcome Center and I'm going to try to see about getting tickets for Ghosts and Gravestones, guys, so stay tuned. And here, built this drugstore in 1886. Medicine and medicine technologies were just coming out of their primitive origins. Now the bottles on the walls behind you contain concoctions of mostly water, grain alcohol, and opium. However, that pales in comparison to what might still be buried underneath. Absolutely, or at least you didn't care anymore. Yeah. Now, underneath these floorboards, ladies and gentlemen, it is rumored, and this is part of the former Talamata cemetery. And not only that, it's rumored that this was the exact burial spot of the chief Talamata. Now this belief is so widely held throughout town that locals often come in just to make sure the large stone totem of Talamata still has not moved. Now this could explain all the odd activity that started happening when this drugstore was first built. Bottles used to tip themselves off the shelves, smashing to the ground. The glass explodes as the gas labs would often explode overhead, permanently charring the ceilings above. This used to happen during embalmings. When an embalmer used to prepare a body, something would happen, making them knock over their embalming jars, making some points on the floor shining lights. Now this building has seen much of the history here in St. Augustine, and has well some very strange funerary practices. For example, did you know that people used to be buried alive? Sometimes. Well, can you imagine waking up in your own grave, cold and dark, scratching at the coffin lid until your fingernails came out, screaming until death finally came? Well, this terrified most people. So from the 1700s to 1800s, this led to multiple patents for something known as the safety coffin.
Oh yeah, the bell.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Someone's seen the nun.
Yep.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Tauberger safety coffin. Now, the Tauberger safety coffin had a metal tube that led down to the body, with a bell attached to the top. Now, this bell had a string that attached to the body at multiple points. So, if you found yourself lying in your own grave, you could simply ring that bell and be saved by the bell. So, they had to hire someone to sit all night outside our graveyard just in case the bell rang. And this became known as working the graveyard shift. So if you were walking through town and you saw your friend you buried a week ago and you're like, I bought them nice flowers, then you could say they were a dead ringer. Well, you can't blame me for these puns. First of all, they're scripted. But they actually come from history. Now my next story comes from a military journal first published here in St. Augustine in 1823, documenting another one of these strange funerary practices. Now in 1823, Colonel Joseph Smith was first assigned to our Custodes in Marcos, and while there, he met the most beautiful woman in town. Unfortunately for him, she was married. And even more unfortunately, she passed away a few months after their first encounter due to a high fever. Now being so beloved and lovely, her family requested that she be carried high on a chair so everyone could gaze upon her face one last time. Colonel Joseph Smith awaited in the crowd, trying not to reveal his true feelings to the woman to anyone. You see, death had taken nothing from her face. Yet as they passed this chair through the town square, it passed underneath an apopano tree. Now an apopano tree has thick, thorny branches, and as this chair was passed underneath, one of these thorns dug a deep scratch into her cheek. She began to bleed. The dead do not bleed, muttered Colonel Joseph Smith, yet they had set the chair next to her grave. Before thinking, the colonel burst through the crowd and said, "Wait! She is not yet gone!" The crowd shrunk back at horror at his audacity, and before anyone could stop him, he knelt to the chair on the ground and gently patted at her face. Her eyes fluttered, and then opened. He was right. She was still alive. Now this woman lived here in St. Augustine for another 6 years, and while there, Colonel Joseph Smith documented his wild love for her, as well as a sneaking suspicion. See, around the time of her death in 1830, it was revealed that her husband grew strange plants and dabbled in apothecary practices. Now, could it be some of these strange elixirs still contained on the walls behind you that led to this woman's death? Or her living? And did she go to her grave never knowing about the true love that saved her in 1823? What we do know is that her husband did request they go around the apopano tree the second time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to scratch the last woman's savior, however he scratched these wax figures will not save you. So in other words, please don't touch anything. However, it is dark back there, and for the experience, we would love to keep it dark as you follow me into the chamber of horrors. Hi, good talk.
How are we getting in?
No one.
When Jenny moves. As soon as I
Does anyone
can
have a
move.
favorite pirate?
I can move.
Pirate. Oh, sorry, now I don't speak too much, Derek. My pirates.
With the second turn of the Europa, and Ransom was seen fumbling with something he held in his hands. Show me what you're holding, Ransom. What is that? Rosary beads? What's an English pirate doing with Spanish Catholic rosary beads? They're not going to help you. With the third turn of the rope, and the rope actually tore his skin. With the fourth turn of the rope, and Ransom began to have difficulty breathing. Difficulty breathing.
Keep going, keep going.
Pretend.
You want to try that one more time?
Go twist that
Yes,
rope, man.
just
Twist
pretend
that
you're
rope.
dying.
Oh my goodness. Don't quit your day job.
It's a nice rhythm.
With the fifth turn of the rope,
You're
and
dead.
Ransom's face began to turn purple. And don't do that one. And the trickling of blood was seen dribbling down his neck. Whoa-ha! We're almost there, yes?
Collapse.
And with the sixth turn of the rope, and oh no, not again! The rope it broke. And Ransom took in a huge gasp of air. Let it out. I hate you. The massive crowd as one gasped. That's how you do a gasp. Until a Catholic priest fell to Ransom's body
Where's the other one?
and cried out for all to hear, "We've seen a miracle! This man has been spared! Sanctuary!" And Ransom was ushered to the stairs of the Catholic Church, where everyone gave Ransom, ushered to the stairs of the Catholic Church, get off. Where everyone gave Ransom a big round of applause. Everyone that is except for me and the seething governor, who wanted nothing more than to see Ransom executed for his crimes. But you see, standing on the stairs of the Catholic Church, the governor had little influence arguing his high authority over that of a priest. Defeated, our governor retreated, and that man there lived under the protection of the church for many years. He even offered to help the city of St. Augustine during the final construction of the Castillo de San Marcos defensive fort in exchange for his freedom. And during the English siege of 1702, he actually interrogated English prisoners for the Spanish. Do you see the irony?
I did.
No, you don't. You're just here for the weekend. Meanwhile, that man's descendants continued to live in this town for over 300 years. All because of that strange day in 1684 when all of you claimed that a pirate, saved by some sort of a miracle. No, I'm afraid you've had it wrong all along, senor. Ooh, it was really just an odd twist of fate that I'm gonna take care of right now.
All right, let's get back to my executioner, everybody!
Goodness! I will introduce you to my sword if I can find you.
Oh, get her.
No.
Get her.
Where did you go?
She's the driver.
I will find you somewhere. You might want to go with your ghost. Go.
Oh, this guy's got real looking eyes. Holy crap.
I know he does, right?
Hang on, Freddy Krueger. That's Freddy.
Who just went in there?
I love Vincent Price. I'm a huge Vincent Price fan.
You might want to go with your ghost.
Look at that. Okay.
Love it.
Gotta go.
Yep. Here it goes.
Okay, let's go. Oh, we're done? Well, that was fun. Where is she? Hello? They're gonna jump out and scare us. Oh, where'd they go? Oh, we're done. Yeah. Oh.
That's your own fault.
I didn't know we were done.
We're going to number 18, ladies and
We
gentlemen.
just took a couple photos.
We're back to the ghost train.
I want one of those books.
Yeah.
$5.
$5.
I gotta sit down and get it out of my backpack. All right, so okay, this one, right?
Okay. Let's go back to our. Oh. Isn't Angie the one that was yelling at us to come on?
Where's Angie?
She probably went ahead and got on the bus. We'll drive you to an early grave. Yeah, she's on her young here.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Oh, I put layers on.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, not sweating, but it's too hot.
It was hot, wasn't it?
Yeah, well. Imagine,
It was hot.
I've been sweating too.
I'm like asking those girls, I'm like,